Hello and welcome to World of Tanks with Trapsikis. Now we're not really watching a replay today, I'm just playing it to keep something to look at. In the background you've got the Oho being played by Siedze, excuse my pronunciation, platooned up with a VK-101B. They will continue in the background while we work on determining the MTU for your particular connection. That's the maximum transfer unit. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the ping command and add a parameter -f, which will force the size of your packets to a particular size that you can specify. Okay, so to specify the size you're going to use -l, and then you're going to type in a size. I'm going to type in 1512 because I'm pretty sure that's going to be too big for my connection. Alright, and then you have to obviously specify an address to test to. So I'm going to be using the EU1 server, which is located at 92.223.192. That's not important for now. Alright, so you'll see the response I'm getting is packet needs to be fragmented but DF set. DF meaning don't fragment. This means my packet size of 1512 is too big for my connection. I'm going to keep on reducing that until I get a number that works for my connection. It's the same result, so I'm going to reduce that. Now, the purpose of this is to find the maximum packet size for your connection, and then you're going to set that in your Windows PC as well as your router. This will improve your connection slightly. I say, and I mean slightly, it's not going to make a huge difference to anyone, but it will improve your rubber banding issues in World of Tanks. Alright, so there you see I finally got the size that works with my connection. So then I'm going to increase it again to get to a point where I get the largest packet size that is not fragmented. Okay, so I'm just speeding this up so I don't bore you too much. Right, so we've got 64 working and 65 is not working. So 1464 is the largest packet that I can send that will not be fragmented. So to get to a bit of the technical detail, what this means is if your packets are bundled larger than your MTU, or what your MTU should be, then the information you're sending to the World of Tanks server is broken up into several packets, which then means, or fragmented is the technical term, which means that both of those packets need to arrive at the World of Tanks server and be put back together before the server can analyze it. And obviously if you are busy playing a game and you're waiting for the server to respond, if you now have to wait for two packets to get there, you obviously increase your chance of packets getting lost and the packet having to be resent. Alright, so once you've found your MTU, you will add 28, and I have no idea why you should add 28. I'm assuming it's something to do with the MTU being your upper limit, but the average being a lot lower. So since I've got 1464 as my largest non-fragmented packet, adding 28 will give me 1492. So this you will then have to go set in your registry, which I hope you know how to get there. You go to Windows, you type regedit, R-E-G-E-D-I-T, and I'm going to add that window so that you can keep up with me. That so we don't obscure the game too much. Alright, and then I've made a forum post of the location of these settings, but you can follow along on the registry editor that I'm using. So on the current control set, you're going to look for services, and TCP/IP is the type of connection that we're using. So you can select that, and then you're going to look for your connection and interfaces. So you're going to have to look for your connection that you use to access the internet. In my case, it's this one. So you're going to create an MTU setting there. Just to add up on the forum post that I've created, we also want some D-word values here. TCP no delay, which will force your TCP connections to not wait for a bunch of packets before it starts sending. And the other one is TCP ACK frequency. And that is in milliseconds, so 1 millisecond is really not a long time to wait. So basically what Windows does is it waits for a reasonable amount of data to be received before it acknowledges it. So the ACK frequency has to do with your response back to the server, and the no delay is to do with your data being sent up to the server. Alright, I'm just going to have a look at where to find the MTU setting for Windows. Meanwhile, you can look at Sietze breaking apart the enemies in the background there. Right, so you're going to create another new value here, which is a bit more complex than the others. It's going to be a D word again, and its name is quite a complicated one. Enable PMTUBH detect. Hang about, that's a black hole detection. That's not relevant to our system at the moment. So the maximum MTU size is actually set by the value MTU. It's not that complex at all. So we've got MTU, and then the value you calculated in your command prompt earlier is what you're going to add as the value here. But do be careful, there's a difference between a hexadecimal value and a decimal value. We calculated the decimal value, so if you enter it as hexadecimal, it's going to be way too large. So for my connection, 1492 is the value I calculated. So that's what I'm going to set here. Now these three settings combined should reduce not your optimum connection time, so not the lowest ping times you're going to see, but it should reduce the highest ping times you're going to see, and it should also reduce your rubber banding issues. Alright, I'm going to enlarge this a little bit, just to make sure everyone can read what's going on here. And thank you for watching.